This is the most realistic barn tour on YouTube. This is our barn. "55 by 40 is the footprint of it, so that gives us about 2,200 square feet. But there's a lean-to on the left side, and that cuts off about 480 square feet. But the other 1,720 square feet is our workshop, and that's where we build the cars and are able to store them. When we bought the place back in 2024, we thought we were getting a move-in ready barn for an easy transition from the shop space we were renting before. But man, we were wrong. It turned out this barn had become more of a home for raccoons than a proper workspace. This led us to tear out all the old, matted up insulation and install new insulation. We might as well tear down this loft wall for easier access and to make it a little less cozy for the critters. While we're at it, since we'd rather have more cars than friends, we tore out the bar as well. After some more demo work and a fresh coat of paint, we were able to move in. So this is the bar area as we refer to it. This used to have a long, lengthy bar going across the side, but now it's where we store the vehicles. So in the winter time, we will store them back to back, and we're able to put 2 cars in there during the winter. But during the summertime, when we want to pull them out much easier, we're able to put 3. Gets a little tight down there getting into that room, but it's much easier to pull the cars out. We have our OM606 swapped Ford Ranger in here. A lot of videos on that in the channel. This is my wife's Drift E90. This is a 328i M52 gas motor. A lot of fun to drift. This is our 335D drift car. We 6-speed manual swapped this car and put YSFAB front and rear on it. We have a bunch of other videos on that as well on the channel. But we're able to store all 3 of these guys in here in our bar area. We do have a storage room back here that we kind of keep our larger tools, like our engine hoist when we can fit it back there. We got air compressor in there, some detailing products. They used to have like a big liquor cabinet for the bar. Ended up ripping all that out and made it more for the cars and storage. We still have a lot to do with it though. All this used to be completely closed off to this area. We took down this wall. So now we have to some way finish off this area so that, one, we can keep the breeze from coming into here, and we still need to repaint and do a bunch of stuff. There's a laundry list of things we need to improve upon in this area. All right, and then we're able to fit a 4th car here. This is our Fox Body Drift build. We're able to store that here in front of those 3 next to our 2-post lift that allows us to work on all of our cars with a lot of ease, not having to be on the floor with jack stands. So that's very convenient, makes it very nice. We had that at our old shop and brought it over here. And then our main workspace area, we have our toolbox over here. It is a smaller toolbox. We're kind of outgrowing it. We'd like to upgrade. As you can see, I'm running out of storage, so the top gets really messy. Of course, every shop's got to have a TV to be able to watch all of our favorite YouTubes and shows while we're working on cars and hanging out with friends. All right, and then coming along this wall in the back, we like to have our workbenches, but also have shelving too. So like on this shelf, it's supposed to be a nice clean workbench. And then we have our more specialized tools that, you keep in the cases and everything. Keep that down there. The engine hoist is out here because I can't fit it into where it's supposed to be because we have 3 cars right now. So that kind of just hangs out here. But we have our workbenches. We have my wife's small toolbox, very convenient for when I want to steal tools and I don't have them. And then we have the rest of our workbenches over here on this side. Again, unorganized, but we need to improve upon that. This is kind of supposed to be like a little hardware store in the middle, all those little nuts and bolts that you spend and waste so much time going to a hardware store to get. I like to have those on hand so that I can just run over here and grab little things like hose clamps and little things that can really tie up a build when you're working on that. So that's supposed to be like the hardware store with like paint and all the little small things you need. Another workbench with fluids underneath for all of our cars. And then over here in the corner is kind of like our home detail / my day job storage area. So down here we have the pack outs. One's for paintless dent repair, which is the day job, or the paint protection film install, both things that my company do. So I am able to store those, and then depending on what I'm doing that day, I just simply load those up into the car. And then we have some detailing products up top, and along the wall here for when we are cleaning and detailing vehicles, whether our own or family friends. This is our car washing area. We have the pressure washer all set up here. This is a very simple electric, actually Master Force from like Menards, MF2000, so about 2000 psi. I think it's somewhere around 1.5 gallon per minute. It's pretty good. It's lasted a really long time. It's been abused. It's been in multiple different setups. And then we have a hand reel up top, and then we also have the water supply here, and I have this one for filling up buckets, and then we have a separate supply going to the pressure washer itself, and we keep our buckets underneath. I did have to run electrical over here, and then this blue hose here goes up and over the garage door and ties into the half bath that we have over here, and that's how I got the water over to the pressure washer. But I did have to run up and over and get into the half bath that we have over here in the corner. And since we're over in this section, I will talk about a little HVAC. We do have heating and cooling AC in this barn. We have radiant heat in here that works really well in this main bay area. And the summertime, I really like to work in here, but it was getting really hot. Even with the new insulation, it would still get pretty hot in here. So I set up this kind of temporary AC fix. I really want like a mini split or something like that, but this was a quick, I needed something fixed that day, marketplace find. And this is actually a pretty big AC unit. It can keep this area very cool, but it doesn't fit into my window, so I had to set it up outside my window but able to still use the window. So I have some nice cardboard drafting for that, and that was very much temporary, but it's still here a year later. So whenever funds allow, I would love for a mini split that's more permanent, but this does work for now. So above the workbench storage area, we have more storage. You can never have too much storage. And this used to be closed off. Previous owners, I think, is where they just kept all of their knickknacks and Christmas trees or whatever up there. But we wanted it to be more open. One, we had the issues with the critters and raccoons, and so we wanted to be able to keep an eye on stuff to make sure that that's not going to happen again, but also so that we can keep an eye on all of our personal parts. So we keep most of our project parts, things that are ready to go on the project or getting ready or that are waiting to go on the project. Those all stay up top there. It's a lot of storage. Kind of inconvenient to get up there with a ladder, so you can't store everything up there, but it is nice for wheels and tires and interior pieces. Do need to work on organizing it a little bit better, but can always organize more. So we could fit a couple more cars inside, but we don't want it too cramped in there. So we have some stuff outside. So coming along this side of the barn, we have the Daily X5. That's my vehicle. That is my daily driver, work vehicle. And we fill that up with the tools that you saw inside, depending on what I'm doing that day. And then along the side here, we have our parts cars and project cars. This is pretty much where they stay. So we have what we've deemed the Hoopty over here, which is a parts car that we got all of our manual swap stuff for the 335D off of. We have a parts X5 and another project car. We also keep our trailers. We have a 36-foot trailer and an enclosed and the F350 tow rig dually. That all stays on this side, on the side of the driveway, so that it's super convenient to grab those trailers and go get our next financial mistake or whatever we are doing, getting ready for a drift event, what have you. Very convenient to grab the trailers from there. We have a couple more cars up front. My wife's daily driver X3 and her OBS F-150 that she absolutely adores. We love that truck. So we keep all that on the outside here. Obviously, we don't have the room for it inside, and it's just better out here. We also have some more parts, some more wheels and tires. Always have more wheels and tires. And then this side of the barn is kind of the lean-to that is blocked off from the rest of the workshop, and that's just our garden lean-to where we keep like our lawnmower and things to keep up the yard. All right, so coming along the side of the barn, moving towards the back, we do have the off-road Ranger. This is our neglected off-road Ranger. This needs some TLC. It's got a few things wrong with it. We did take the flatbed off of it and put the diesel Ranger's fleet side on it. As you can see, it's mismatched, so we have some things to get done with this. We really miss this Ranger and taking it off-road, so it's definitely high on our priority list to get this thing ready to go. For now, it just stays out here and holds down our lawn. Very good at that, and we'll move around the back and show you a couple other things. All right, and then moving on the back, we have a plow truck. So we have a longer driveway, super convenient. It was a cheap plow truck. Of course, it's Ford. Brick nose, one of my favorite body styles, and we just use that to take care of the driveway, and then it sits back here every summer, and then every fall I fix what breaks from it doing nothing. and then we plow with it all winter. So that stays back here. And then we got more old Jeep parts. I had a thing for Jeeps for a while. I love Jeeps, and so we still got parts from them. And we have a bunch of wheels and tires. If you are a drifter or a drag racer or anybody who deals with a lot of tires, how do you get rid of your scrubs without paying a ridiculous amount for a disposal fee? I have this tire wall accumulating, and all it seems to do is invite rodents to make homes inside of it. So if you have an idea how to get rid of these or the best way to legally, then let us know in the comments. That would be great. Now the rest of the stuff that we have back here is wheels and tires, things from other project cars, rollers for current vehicles, past vehicles, and they kind of just accumulated. So we need to go through and organize that. And then we have a frame, because who doesn't just need a random frame? I actually wanted it for the axles, but the frame came with it. So these are Super Duty 1-ton axles, and don't really have an idea of what I'm going to put them under, but let us know what you would like to see us put these 1-tons underneath, maybe with like 40s or 42s. For now, it just sits back here until I want to get rid of this project and move on to the next. We are super grateful to have this space, and it works really good for us, but we want to make it great. So we have a lot of work to do to get it to that point. We still have a lot of finishing, as we went over, organizing, paint, everything to make it a great space for us, more efficient, make it easier for us to work on these cars and to make these videos as well. So subscribe to see more, and we'll catch you on the next one.